You're watching a clip from the Well-Fed Business podcast where we're going to be talking about the only marketing strategy you'll ever need. We're covering common misconceptions around marketing, why the conventional views around marketing, especially in today's day and age, 2023, is wrong. And then we're going to be revealing the little known 16-word marketing strategy that anyone can pick up and run away with. But if you want to work with us privately because, you've got a real business to run, you can't fuck around watching 20-minute clips all day, email Holly, Holly, at wellfedbusiness.com and she'll take care of you. Enjoy. So, John, what is the only marketing strategy you're ever going to need?
I don't think I want to talk to you today. Well, the only marketing strategy you're ever going to need. Okay. The best definition of marketing I've ever heard came from Dan Kennedy, and I heard it probably, 20 odd years ago. And it's basically 16 words. And it's the right message to the right person at the right time and over the right medium. It's that simple. And seriously, if every business owner under the sun went away and carved those words into their forehead in letters of fire and lived, breathed, and fucking slept and shat those 4 words, that's all they would need to do. Now, specifically how they do all of that stuff is moot because different businesses, different approaches. But if they actually did that, they would outstrip their competitors within weeks. And the great thing about it is you can take all 4 of those components and treat them individually. And for instance, the easiest one is the right time. Well, the right time is always now. You should always be marketing. I was speaking to a guy the day he's coming on board with us. He's one of the sales I made last week. And he was saying the only time they market themselves is when they're not busy. That's the very worst time to sit there and think, we need to do some marketing right now. I mean, you're right, you do. You're far better, though, marketing yourself all the time, and especially when you're busy. Because when you're busy, you've got the money to do it, and you're in the right frame of mind as well, because it doesn't matter if you say to someone, yeah, we can do this, but it's going to be at least 3 months down the line, and it's going to cost you this much. If they say no, it doesn't matter. You got 3 months money still of the work you've got in the pipeline. Where if you're actually not busy and you don't have any clients and you've got one person trying for a discount, it matters a great deal then that you don't do the work. But people are too fucking stupid to do this. So that's the easiest marketing strategy.
Amount of times. Sorry, mate. I just want to say, just as a word of warning, to anyone that has got their lead generation campaigns working and those leads are directly, you can measure it, they're converting to sales. The amount of times I see business owners turning those off and they say, well, it was working a bit too well. Word of warning, never do that. Never, just put your prices up or scale the business on the operation side of things. Do something to manage that demand. Do something, anything other than, I'm going to turn off the one thing that's feeding my business. Because when you turn it off, turning it back on can be pretty fucking difficult sometimes. I've seen, for example, digital campaigns, so Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn ads working gangbusters. Printing money machines. They go, too busy. They turn it off. They turn it back on. Then they get into contact with me saying, hey, I turned on this campaign. It used to work really well and it's not working anymore. And it's like, well, you shouldn't have turned it off in the fucking first place, you idiot. These machines, and especially social media companies, their algorithms are odd. So if you've got something that's working, don't bloody stop. And just as I stop, EBG walks off. So you've got to listen to me for a little bit longer. Oh, Andy's back again. But yeah, honestly, guys, if you've got something that's working, do anything but turn off the campaigns.
I know, it's bizarre, isn't it? I mean, would it be... I mean, I don't know because I'm not an expert, so it's not a rhetorical question. I mean, not in this, I'm not an expert anyway. Would it be reasonable to cut their budget? Would that be reasonable? To slow it down?
Depending on the platform. But even then, I think it's best to just leave it be, because eventually it will die on its. It will die a death anyway. Nothing works forever, especially on social media advertising. It will die a death inevitably. I think you're far better off looking at your back end and either putting your prices up or hiring and reorganizing your operations so you can handle the demand.
I think your advice at the beginning was the best. Just put your fucking prices up.
Yeah. Well, that's the easiest thing. No need to hire. No need to study your org charts or review your operations documents. Just put your fucking prices up.
But of course, most people are not marketing themselves in this way. I mean, of all the people watching this or listening to this, probably 5 or 10% of them are doing any kind of paid advertising. Most of them are breaking all the rules of that marketing strategy I talked about, the right message, right person, right time, right medium, because they're doing social media marketing. And social media marketing, and I keep hammering this one, and I'm going to keep hammering it home because it's important, and people are still not getting it. And some people are getting it but still doing it, which it defies logic. It's like a smoker who's dying of, being told that he's going to lose. He's lost one leg, he's going to lose the other leg, and he carries on smoking. What are you doing? Social media marketing is this idea that you somehow build a relationship with other people, and that's the excuse they give. Relationship and giving value, and the two go hand in hand. It's absurd. I'm just going to kind of a quick straw poll here. I don't require responses, or you can if you can comment below when you're watching this or listening to it. When you bought your house, or you bought a car, or you go to say Tesco or Waitrose or the supermarket, or you bought your office desk, or the last pair of shoes you bought, okay, or the last baseball cap you bought, or the last computer you bought from the Apple store or wherever. The last thing you bought, and some of these purchases are substantial, I'm talking house, car, computer, etc. Did you have a relationship before and when you bought it? Did you say, I'm not going to buy that Apple Mac until I've got a relationship with the salesperson? No, you didn't. And to say, well, yeah, but I've been watching them from afar, and then trying to kind of shoehorn that into a relationship, that's bullshit. That's just your ego because you can't admit you were wrong. And let me explain why that is not a relationship. Because if that's a relationship, then if I start looking through someone's bathroom window and stalking them and telling people I'm in a relationship with that woman, no, I'm not. I'm a fucking stalker. Or it's like saying you have a relationship with someone in a film. You're like, yeah, I love Bruce Willis. I watch all his films. We've got a relationship. No, you haven't. You're watching him from afar. So someone watching you from afar and then buying your shit does not constitute a relationship. And if you don't believe me, just open this book up, a book of words. It's called a fucking dictionary, right? And it defines a relationship as being between two or more people. If someone's watching you from afar and lurking and they buy your stuff, that is not a relationship, okay? Only social medias will say media marketers will say it is because they want to prove themselves right. And they're not, they're wrong. I mean, it's just as simple as that. They're wankers.
What do you even want a relationship for anyway? Hey?
Well, I mean, let's be fair. We started off as you were my client. No, I was your client, so I was paying you. Well, you were kind of my client because you were in Elite and stuff. But we started off as a purely business relationship. We were each other's clients. Yeah, you were the son of one of my clients, right? Well, now we're kind of...
You groomed me.
Best mates, brothers, lovers. Yeah, we're best mates.
Only after a few whiskies.
So, often, a few whiskies and a jar of Vaseline. Clients can often become your friends, but going the other way, making friends before you become clients can be fucking dangerous, and it's certainly not necessary. And let's be very clear about this. No one is saying having a relationship and then closing someone as a client is necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't usually hurt. And if you get into a dialogue and you're friendly, a bit like the guy I spoke to last week who's coming on board, we're probably at classes as friends. Yeah. But that wasn't necessary. He'd have still come on board if we hadn't been friends. Yeah, so we're not saying it's bad and it's absolutely ruled out. Of course we're not. But what I'm saying is it is not necessary to have any kind of relationship with a client or a prospect before they will give you a substantial amount of money. And anyone who says different is simply wrong, uninformed, or just lying to you because they want to sell you their fucking hammer to crack your nail.
Picture this. There's a rich, lonely, divorced old man sat in his mansion. He's got big, beautiful, pristine. Go on.
That's
you.
me. Yeah.
He's got big, beautiful windows, some with stained glass, and it's surrounded by delicate wood. And he sat there thinking, oh my God, this place is filthy since my wife has left me. And there's no way in hell I can clean all of these windows. And even if I did, I wouldn't know what products to use on the stained glass, nor do I know how to adequately protect the rare wood that surrounds my windows. What on earth am I going to do? Like magic, someone knocks on his door and says, hey, I've noticed you've got all of these windows that are looking a bit grubby, the stained glass and this rare wood. I can take care of that for you. Yada, 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 yada. Do you think he's going to either A, say, oh my God, you're an angel from heaven. Yes, please. Whatever you want, just fucking do it. Or two, he'll say, hold your horses, mate. Before I let you clean my windows, we got to go to the pub to discuss the football to see if we get on. Take your pick. Because if you think a relationship is needed to sell, you're going to say option B. When in reality, it's option A. People want to buy things, and this has been lost in marketing. Marketing has become a world of clever tricks and hacks, and they've kind of completely missed the point. People want to buy things. People have problems and pain points they want to solve. If you show someone a solution to their problems and pains, people will happily buy that thing. Marketing has become a world where everything is almost seen as a grudge purchase. So it needs to be marketed as, a hack, or you need a magic trick to trick them into selling. No, people happily buy things.
People love to be sold to. They don't like to be sold at. That's damn right. But if you've got a problem and you can get people into a conversation about their pain, they love talking about themselves. And then you've got a solution.